that I'm an answer if you ain't mine.
So let me tell y'all a story about quitting. So before now, I was a serial quitter. There's no bones about it, and I'll tell you where I got it from. I got it from my mother. Okay, my mother. I get my creative side from my mother, and I get my intelligence from my father's side of the family. So my mother is a great artist, right? And she's always creating these things that are beautiful, that are art worthy, that are worth being put in museums and stuff like that. And when I was younger, she used to make these vases, right? She used to make these vases where she put these colorful rocks on the inside and the plants, and then she put a betta fish in there. And friends and family used to always come over and they'd say the same thing. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I want one, this, that, and the third. And so my mom got the idea, to start making them and selling them. Unfortunately, she would go and she would try to sell them to people, go to the same people who said they wanted one. She would go over there, make it, spend gas, go into their house to show them what it is that she had, and they didn't buy them, you know. And so me as a kid, I watched, the disappointment in my mother's face when she spent all this money to start this business and it didn't work. And my mother has tried to start multiple business. And as a kid, I thought, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? Black people say they want to support black businesses, but they don't want to, when it come down to it, they don't want to buy. But at the end of the day, as an adult, I just realized my mother was just a quitter. And, you can't, like, everything's not going to go your way. And so, unfortunately, as a child, it rubbed off on me. So, here's a little thing about me. I used to be a star football player. My stepfather introduced me to football at 7 years old, and I was a star. And to make the story a little bit short, all throughout, uh, uh, you know, middle school and whatever, I was a star. And then my mom divorced my stepfather, and we became unstable, and so we had to move around. And so, uh, when I was in high school, I wasn't able to stay in a consistent weight program. I'm talking lifting weights, eating the right food, or any of that. And I went to 5 different high schools. So from freshman year, I was at Fayette County High School. I was a star. And then I started moving around to different schools. When I my senior year, I came back to the neighborhood that I went to middle school in, which was Lovejoy Middle School, and then I went to Lovejoy High School. And what ultimately happened here was I tried to get back on the football team after 2.5 years of not playing football. And what I noticed was all of the kids that used to be smaller than me or the same size as me were bigger than me now. I was still 145, maybe 50 pounds. They had all bulked up to like 160, 170, 180 pounds. I was out of football shape. So I had to get back into football shape. I went to camp. I did everything. It was the first time in my life that I had to stare at the football field and realize that I wasn't going to play. I was nowhere near close to playing. And so I'm gonna be honest with you. One day we was running these hardcore drills, and I was just like, why am I even here? I quit. Like, there's no other way to say it. I quit. And so let me see something, man, because this is awful. This is absolutely awful. This webcam is awful, bro. But anyway, so I quit. And my mom asked me, you ain't going back to football practice? I said, nope. She was like, okay. So from then on out my life, um, I quit on anything that didn't go, you know, how I thought it would go. And I justified it by saying, you know what, I'm gonna just cut my losses. But then there was a video game. And people say video games can't, affect you in positive ways. Yeah, they can. Dark Souls 3. I remember all of the hype about Dark Souls. And for those of you who don't know what Dark Souls is, Dark Souls 3 was coming out. And I just wanted to see what all the hype was about. Hold on. I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And uh-oh. Sorry about that. I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And so I went and got the game, $60. And look at this nonsense. This is the first boss in the damn tutorial. He's absolutely ridiculous. Now, this guy right here is probably going to kill him with no problem. But I quit on the game. I was like, no, there's no reason for a game to be this damn difficult in the tutorial. A couple years later, they show, look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense. He got toast. Why would you do that in the tutorial? Why would you put this kind of boss in the tutorial? It's ridiculous. So anyway, no video on YouTube. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so I quit on the game. A couple years later, they announced Ghost of Tsushima and Sekiro. Now, the easiest way to get me invested in anything is to put Japanese lore in it, Japanese culture and lore in it. We're talking samurais, those, I forgot the name of the demons or whatever the case may be, stuff like that. So I knew that I was going to play Sekiro, and I bought Sekiro when it dropped. Neither did I know that it was made by the same people that made Dark Souls. That game was wrecking me. I'm talking about I never even got to the first boss. Just the minions were literally beating me, they were pummeling me, bending me over backwards, no Vaseline, straight pounded me from the back. I stood no chance, and I quit on the game again until I decided, you know what? Nah. I spent $60 on this game. I'm gonna play it. So you know what I did? I went and looked for help. Shout out to Fighting Cowboy. I would not have gotten through this game without him. And I finished the game. With his help, looking at some of his tips and whatnot. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh no, you're not a real gamer. You know what I'm saying? You looked at guides and this, that, and the third. And I'm going to say, you know what? Fuck you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some people, oh my God, what's going on here, TikTok? What is going on here? TikTok, you're screwing me. I can't make it no smaller than that? There's no way. I'm gonna have to figure out TikTok later. Okay, so yeah. So I finished it. And then I went back and finished Dark Souls with no help at all. Well, I might have gotten a few tips on where to get a sword or something like that. But I finished it. And from that point on, I've always finished what I've started. There's no need to look. There's no need. From then on, I've always finished what I've started. All because Sekiro. So, when they try to convince you that video games can't help you in certain ways, it can. It helped me. I cured my quitting disease playing Sekiro. I finish everything now, whether it's a game, whether it's you. So that's what I thought about when I thought about quitting YouTube. So I just wanted to share that story with y'all. But anyway, we're going to get into the news.
Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib like Dracula's mansion, my baby. When you pull up, it's on action, my baby.